today I'm going to, yeah, actually I thought mine will be the last session, but I maybe have one more session to go. So this is my third session today, and here I'm discussing you about the ways to achieve a doctorate with an academic degree. And thanks, Nimi. She was explaining very nicely about the earlier topic. And yeah, so here, let me, before getting to the slides, maybe let me introduce myself, let me brief about me. I am a postdoctoral fellow in a DPT, Department of Biotechnology Institute at Bangalore. My research area is developmental genetics here. And I did my PhD from Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. That's at Thiruvananthapuram. And my research area was human molecular genetics. And I worked as a junior research fellow earlier in an institute at Uttar Pradesh. And during that time, I got my interest in genetics. And since then, I was planning to do, like, I know the potential of the field, and I feel that I was continuing to do research for last 6 to 7 years in genetics. So I did my PhD and postdoctoral thing in stick on to genetics. And I did my bachelor's and master's, that's my BSc and MSc from Bharathiar University in biotechnology from Bharathiar University, Coimbatore. And biotechnology was a broad area actually. It's include various interdisciplinary courses like maybe integrate biochemistry, cell biology, genetics, ecology. So I sensibly took this course because to make myself open to any future avenues. So, and my schooling, secondary, everything I did in Thrissur, Kerala. So I hope this briefing would help you, my audience, at least to know how I came from and what my actually the PhD is all about, like maybe how I came to it up. Okay, so let me go to my slides, and here I'm discussing you about what is research basically is. And today our whole session is about research, and I just brief you what actually basically the research is and what is an academic degree. So Nimi was telling more in a professional way because she is a pharmacist, and she know like what are the professional thing which you mentioned in one of her slide, like MBBS, all those things. But here I'm focusing more on the academic aspect because I came from BSc, MSc in biotechnology, so that's my strength. So I hope I can make it better. And how to gain a research position and how to obtain a PhD degree. So these are the whole my presentation, and let's go to them one by one. So research is basically what to increase, what to understand or to fulfill with or to understand more about or equip with more knowledge. So we can define it as a creative and systemic work undertaken to increase the stock of knowledge. It's not just gaining the knowledge, but increasing the stock of knowledge. And we know research is in everywhere, like every word of life. And maybe you can see it's highly interconnected. And research is really mandatory, or it is essential for the growth and development of a nation or an economy. So research is often associated with three main things: it's creativity, inventions, and innovations. These are actually highly interrelated words, or we often use this. This is basically is an art of turning new idea or concepts into reality, or into a product or something that is commercially make people to use of it. This is actually really highly essential, and it's necessary to have a for the growth of a economy. So in getting to what actually research, how we can plan a research, it's all about required to plan and organize things in an effective way. So Nimi was giving Dr. Nimi gave a lot of examples how to do that and what are the how exactly the research taking up. So I'm not going to that, but yeah, you got an overall idea, and we must have a research curiosity to ask questions to know like we are curious enough to know okay what to do, or yeah how things are happening in that way. So such things are always we'll be having our mind. Such a curious mind is necessary to have a research. So or I must say the individual's the research attitude to have a curiosity or inquisitiveness to ask questions like what, how, when, where those things are mandatory or they will be having such, and perseverance to constant effort to get things done. So these are the research good attitude or research practices. And there are some areas to ponder. that we say we got a lot of information, or we got a cocktail of information from our schooling, and we are reaching into a level like with a collaborative, like with the different ideas. So rightly, as the mentor have and Canford did, like after schooling, we have a question: what's next? So here we have two options like that going to determine our future career. This we can say as a professional degree or an academic degree. So so professional degree includes these disciplines, but I'm not going to going much stress on the professional degree, but maybe in academic degree, which one you can pick any of those, depend on your interest. So here I would like to. We all have a certain trouble when we are getting after our schooling, like which one to pick. So such things we need to address in effective way, because this is what going to determine our future career. So I'll just give some tips to pick your degree. So it is based on the degree that best suits you. So we all have certain subjects which are our favorite, and some of them like we are not okay with those. So you may have an idea like, okay, which will be most suit you based on your professional or your personal goals. And you always try to determine the prerequisites for that course, which college I have to go for, or which exam I need to write on, like, yeah. So where I have to knock in, those things you need to have a idea. So that means you have to determine the prerequisite and your decisions based on the value you want from the degree. So for some individual, that may be like a gaining more knowledge or specialize in a particular field, or maybe to gain a especially in a politics and or maybe someone taking a politics or any other, like maybe a leadership qualities, or they want to explore in their leadership position, or sometimes it may be monetary benefit like we are aiming for. It's all depend on the value you want from the degree. And of course you want to evaluate, or you need to give a research on the current and future aspect of the thing. So these are the tips which I can give you before picking a degree, maybe a hard time after our schooling, what we will pick it up. So let me take you to explain what a professional degree and a academic degree. So I have one slide, just simply give a brief on what the professional degree is. It is designed to particularly prepare for a student for a particular career. That means we know the engineering or pharmacy or architect or in a healthcare field. We know that like they want to prepare for a addressing certain what all things they're going to address. So they have a particular program that focus on real world application, and they allow students to gain extensive on the job training which they require. Because in almost all the healthcare profession, like they have a 6 month or 1 year internship program, not internship, sorry, like they have surgeoncy or maybe engineer. They need to go for a project which they want to come out with a product. Those are actually the real job training or real applications are in the professional degree. Whereas coming to academic degree, this is focused more on a specific field of study and is more research oriented. So academic helps to evolve your overall knowledge in a specific subject. And students are typically required to conduct a research to complete their coursework. So usually they come up with a thesis or dissertation at the end of the thing. So that clearly says, okay, they want to do a kind of research on what they are, or they are good at it, or they want to make a sound knowledge on a subject. So there's more research or that. Like it's not like professional degrees are not research oriented. Of course it is, but whereas we have more weightage on a or there is more strength on, there is more scope for research in a academic degree. And most courses build on the technical knowledge that is learned throughout the program, and there is a provision always to enhance your career by gaining the knowledge and skill. So in a organization or industry that demands for a new course, we can do that. Maybe there are distant learning options are available. We can make use of that, and such provisions are already or it's available in academic degree, but it's not possible in a professional degree. And of course this helps in widening your horizon and grooming your personality. So I just want to brief you some benefits and drawbacks of an academic career. And like benefits, we may say that involve more teaching or mentoring of the students, since more interactions are involved here, and freedom over your time. This is well and good. Like when we, especially in the research field, we may have enough time to plan your work. So considering that, we may say that okay, we have enough time or we have enough freedom over your time. And there are a lot of collaboration opportunities. Like since we are in this field, we may even can collaborate with a clinicians or a professional category to carry out, especially in the research or those things. We can have such an option here. We have more stability and have a long-term impact. So here, maybe for addressing small hurdles, we need to sit and decide with the teamwork. So such, of course, have a coming out with a long-term impact. So such things are always there and provide option for a distance education, as I mentioned earlier, and it keeps more career options open. And of course, there are some drawbacks, which like it doesn't make you job ready, maybe that what we are saying with the professional degree, and some will require professional training and cutoffs may be high. But anyway, whatever the drawbacks here, we have more benefits that outweighs anyway uh, the drawbacks present in the academic degree. So which I would like to stress more on. So let me take you what are the courses available in the academic degree, maybe for my friends or the colleagues out there, or sorry, the audience out there, they are in their plus two or in a secondary education to get an idea. So there are arts, commerce, basic science, humanities, like drama, creative writing. A lot of courses are available in an academic degree, and I will be more strong. I mean, maybe more good for me to explain is a basic science and life science is the one which I took for my career. And life science include a lot of courses ranging from botany, zoology, where biotechnology was my subject. And there are bioinformatics where computational applications are more involved, then genetics, neuroscience, ecology. Yeah, all those things are involved in the life science. So how to obtain a research position? So that's another question or which I would like to explain you. So before getting to a research position or to think about research position, we need to understand what are the type of research are available in the field. So maybe we can categorize them as a fundamental or basic research, clinical or translational research, or interdisciplinary research. So the fundamental basic research are like the basic understanding, like what some there is a question maybe Dr. Nimi have addressed to. Somebody was asking how about a basic research by the funding. Okay, that's a different aspect. Maybe we can discuss it later. But such things maybe it's basically based on the curiosity driven. Maybe to the non-facts available in the thing. Maybe we are addressing that fundamentally or the basic status. And when moving to a translational clinical research, maybe the best example I can give you is where doctors or clinical things are like involved. The best example I can give you in the right time is the COVID. Maybe where the patients, we are getting samples from patients and we are carrying out that things. Maybe you all know aware if you say RT-PCR and all what it is exactly. So that's a kind of clinical or translational research. And there are interdisciplinary research where various subjects are involved. Maybe it's a kind of group work, where especially to prove certain things we may need for a since I'm working on an animal model. Maybe I want to confirm that with a human, whether it's applicable to human, or before getting to that, we have to do a computational simulation. Then we will get into human. So there are multiple department, multiple things are getting in touch. So such things are interdisciplinary research. So in any of these fields, you have to have an idea, okay, what research you want to get or what position you want looking for. So to secure a position, you have to find out a gap in the area of research which you would like to take up and figure out a possible solution for the problem. You always find a problem there. You try to find out your own solution. Okay, how you going to address this thing? This is really needed when exactly when what we say, like if you how you coming with a solution that is really needed in any corporates or especially that's related in science. So how you going to address that situation and find out the piece relevant to the field. That's like maybe the scientist or a clinician, whoever who are very good at the field. You have to find them out and you have to make a good communication. That means we have to write to them, see that okay whether any projects are available with them or is there any fundings are available, or usually the projects or the funding usually happens in a way that the doctors or the scientists they have to write to certain grants for DBT, the Department of Biotechnology grant, or Department of Science and Technology grant, ICMR grant. They have to write to them, see, okay, this is the project which I am going to work on. So they have to write for a grant and to get it. So all the labs will work on those grants. So they will be having funds. We have to find them out as per your area of interest and write them. Okay, this is my interest, so it's overlapping with your area. So you can have a position. So this is how in science, especially, we can approach them. So here the communication is very much mandatory. So what are the research fundings? So apart from writing to a mentor, I mean, writing to a field, like a scientist in the field, we can also attract certain research funding. It is like there are a lot of fundings available out there. This is some example which I can show you. The University Grants Commission, they are having options for post-graduation. They are giving 3,000 fellowship in a year. And therefore, SCST also, they're having a number. And for one girl child, yeah, there are different schemes available. And yeah, I just put up two slides to other than science, but which one I found in commerce actually. So there are a lot of fellowships or scholarships are available for the commerce background. So yeah, and I have a link out here, and I can share with all, like anyone if they are interested. And IIM Kolkata and Ahmedabad, they also have a lot of programs to work on to research on this commerce field. And even in arts or art Ministry of Culture and Ministry of even the Social Development Environment, they also have a lot of scholarship schemes. If you are interested, you can go through. So there are different funding opportunities are available. That's what I can. So, okay, some people will be more curious to know, okay, what actually, whether I want to get into it. Yeah. So to have a research, maybe you are okay with to work for a research field in any of your research area for 2 to 3 years, then maybe you want to move into industry. Because the academic research and industrial research both are different. Again, I didn't stress much on it. Maybe we can have a different discussion and on it later. So anyway, so if somebody want to take up an academic research and they want to move to industry, so most people does that, and some of them will be really interested to explore further, and they aim for a PhD. So there we have two questions here, like why do you want to do a PhD and how do you going to do it? So here I have some questions, like some points here, which I took from a platform, Quora, and one of the Ravi Tandon, he explained it nicely. So I thought that's worth sharing here. So there is a zeal to explore. So academic research, especially a doctorate, requires student to explore in any field. So if you have that kind, like if you do have such a mentality, then of course you can do a research. Learning is most the most essential driving forces behind the research. So that means motivation to know things. And if you're a researcher, you help you to publish your work, and the people come to read it and know your quality. So you want to expose yourself. Okay, this is what I did, and to get a what like Dr. Nimi mentioned it sometime before. It's not the idea. It's like who did it, or that makes more meaningful. So the same thing. So incentive to show, and the curiosity to test oneself require a vision, patience, ability to challenge some of the toughest problems, and adding to that, and dislike towards corporate of jobs. Maybe it's a kind of excuse for some of them, but yeah, if you are in a research or in a PhD, you are free to choose what your problem to solve and how to solve them. And to love for individuality, researchers create a niche for themselves through their work in the academic area, and this is well and good. That actually this individuality or this kind of niche actually making a collaborative environment in research and scientific temperament, the logical rationale behind each and every step of your life. So these are the certain things which are the points which I found interesting and I thought to share with you. And if you have such a thought with you, then of course, yeah, these are the questions. Like if you have such questions, you may take a PhD. Okay. And how do you get into a PhD program? Okay, there are a lot of fellowships or programs available from the government of India, or of course, if you want to do it abroad, yeah, there are a lot of opportunities. But I in my slides, I took all the possibilities available in India only. Maybe I think I included all of them. Okay, so in University Grant Commission again, they have different PhD research fellowship programs, and they give PhD degrees, fellowships for sciences, humanities, social science, engineering, and technology. And in a year, they give 50 fellowships for this area. And they also have a scheduled caste and scheduled tribe fellowships available. And there is a minority fellowship also available. So these are the numbers which they gave in parentheses. So that much fellowship they give in a year. And there is another program. This is especially for biology or interdisciplinary life science. The program name is so, and there are more than 25 institutes involved in it. And here ICER, almost all ICERs are coming here, like more than 5, 6 ICERs are there. All are coming under this category. So if we qualify this particular entrance examination, you may apply any of these based on the merit. So yeah, almost all the famous institutes are here, and this is an institute which actually right now I'm working in Bangalore. And there are two to three institutes are coming in DIFR, Data Institute of Fundamental Research. One is in NCPS, the part of my parent institute, and another is in Bombay. And there are other fellowships available for the field of chemical science, earth science, life science, mathematical science, and physical science. And again, this is an examination. And again, altogether for life science alone, there are quite a number of fellowships. This is again the net CSR UGC net, and I say they are giving around 250 fellowships in a year. ICMR, I think it's a 100 to 150 fellowships they are giving in a year. This is Indian Council for Medical Research, and ICAR, I'm not sure how much fellowships they are giving, but they are funding a lot of scientists, or there are a lot of grants running on. We have a lot of institutes in ICAR, especially fisheries or agriculture. Even in Kochi, we have like almost everywhere. In Kozhikode, we have Spice Research Center. So where and all you can, if you are really interested in agriculture, so you can approach those scientists. Maybe this can be converted into PhD. And Department of Biotechnology, they are giving a 250 to 300 fellowships in a year. And GATE, this is mainly engineering students take it, but it is available for life science as well as biotechnology. And there is a state program. This is Kerala science, but it's very less number. I think less than 50 only fellowships only they are giving in a year, I suppose. And there are Department of Science and Technology. They give fellowship meritorious base. So these are the funding opportunities available. So that's all about my talk, and I have some reference which I found. So I can share you at any time if you are interested. I'm associated with Jayama or Bashir always, so I'm available. So that's all about my slide. So thank you, and I'm ready to take up any questions if you have.
Thank you.